Hello, hello, hello. I wanted to come to you to talk to you about the power of your intention. The power of our intention allows us to have a focus, a purpose, a direction that we want to take every day. For instance, I don't know about you, but before I started to do intentions, a lot of days I would just wake up and run my day. I'd either look at my to do list or I'd look at my calendar to see what was there. What did I have to do? Who did I have to do this work with? But now, once I started to use intentions, I wake up and I focus on, first of all, how I want to be during the day. Do I want to be happy and bright and light? Do I want to be grounded and connected and centered? Do I want to be inspirational for myself and for others? Like, I get connected with what is the energy that I am going to put out in the world today. Because I truly believe that has a power and it has a force, but it also informs me of what my intention of connecting to people, of being in my own energy will feel like. So that's one way that when we connect to our power of intentions, we put intentions around how we want to be. A lot of people miss that. A lot of people put their intentions around what they want to do, what they want to receive, or what they don't want. But the focus around how you want to be is super, super, super important. And it's super, super important because when you put that into the world reflects that back to you. So if your intentionality is to show up in the world in a certain way, in a certain vibrancy, in a certain loving energy, most often the world reflects that right back to you. And on those rare occasions where the world isn't reflecting it right back, it gives you some extra ammunition, I guess, to take on whatever the world is reflecting back. So I had a client once, and she was focused on love, like just being her loving self, being in that connection, being in joyfulness. And she said, one day I was in the supermarket and I swear to God, I ran into the crankiest of cranky cashiers. Like, she was short, she was mean, she was sort of like nipping at me to put my things in a certain way. And I kept thinking, wow, I'm putting this love out. Why am I getting this kind of energy back? And so I asked her for a minute, when you were putting that love out, what do you think she, the cashier, was receiving? And she said, well, I'm hoping she was receiving or feeling my love, but I don't think so. And I said, well, what if you hold it like she had such a reaction to you because she was uncomfortable with that loving energy? And so the way she was deflecting it was with her own inability to receive it. And it made so much sense to her in that moment that, oh, I wasn't doing the right or the wrong thing. I was just being me, being able to share what it is that I wanted to share. And people either were able to connect with it or not connect with it. And that was okay. When we work within our power of intentions, it gives us more muscle to live into what we want to do. It gives us more perseverance when things bump up against us, but it also allows us the space to allow others to be who they are as well. So I talked about when I set my intentions in a day, I start with how do I want to be today? What energy do I want to bring forward? How do I want to be in connection with others? What light do I want to bring forward? Um, But I also look at what do I want to receive? So I think about I'd love to live my life today in ease and flow. Because ease is something that I didn't know existed a decade ago until I started to set my intentions every day that life can be easy, that we can live from a place of flow every single day. So that's one of the intentions that are like sort of my constant. I want to receive life and receive it in ease and flow. And then the third one is what am I going to do today? Or what do I want to experience today with what I have going on? So, for instance, I will think about who am I interacting with today? What would I like to get out of the interactions? Now, if you work for companies, this is an especially powerful because if you're clear on your intentions, all of us have so many meetings, so many meetings. Our calendars are filled from morning to night with lots of meetings. And a lot of the people that I coach with and work with, that's one of their common complaints like, oh my God, I have so many meetings on my calendar. And I'll say to them, what would it be like to let go of the meetings? What would it be like to put as your intention that 50% of my meetings just disappear off the calendar? Or 50% of the meetings, whatever was to be discussed, happens with ease. So it's this way of setting up also when you're in a work environment, how you want your work to reflect back to you. I was talking to my daughter a week or so ago, and she goes, Mom, I know it's going to be such a hard week because so and so is out. And I said, well, if you believe that, that's what you're going to experience. But what would it be like to say, oh, it's going to be just easy and flow for me? And then you live in that possibility and you see what comes in. Our intentions do two things. One, it puts our sort of mind into declaring what it wants, but it also aligns energy. When we feel into our intentions, that's when we're sending energy out into the universe to say, this is what I want. So I know we teased you with the number one biggest mistake, but actually there's two big mistakes. The first mistake is that when you put your intentions into the world, people will just say them. Oh, my intention is to have ease and flow. My intention is to have this meeting go well. My intention is to do a great job in my interview. My intention is, you see, it's like this flat line that you're just saying a whole bunch of stuff rather than you get connected to each intention. My intention is to have ease and flow, and you really stop for a moment and feel what ease and flow feels like in your body, how you would experience it, and then you let it out. So I would say something like, oh, my intention is to have ease and flow. And I might take a few deep breaths. I might connect myself with the energy of ease. I might see the flow, like I'll watch a river or a stream going by to get connected with the energy of flow. And as I'm connecting, I'm actually breathing that into my beingness and then sending it back out. Because the universe feels energy more than it hears the words. It feels the energy, it feels the impact of energy coming into the consciousness, so that the more energy that comes in, the more it delivers back to you. So remember that. The second thing is a lot of people, and I've worked with many people, know what they don't want. Like when I'll say, what are some of your intentions around this? Whether it's a new relationship, an old relationship, career, money, whatever the area is. A lot of times people will rattle off what they don't want. Well, I don't want this and I don't want that and I don't, and I'm like, no, no, no. I didn't ask you what you didn't want. I asked you what you wanted. So the mistake that people make is they put into the universe as their intention what they don't want. But here's the funny thing. The universe doesn't feel the negative. It feels the energy around what you don't want. So if you notice, a lot of people have a lot of energy around what they don't want. I don't want to get stuck in traffic. I don't want to get called out for not doing something. And so if you think about it, that energy goes out with, I do want to get stuck in traffic because the negative isn't noticed. I do want to get called out. So you actually create energy around exactly what it is that you didn't want. So when you're setting your intentions, when you're thinking about what your intentions are, always stay focused on what it is that you truly desire, what it is that you want. And intentions can be big and they can be small. Nothing is off the record here. Everything is available to you. So you get to choose, like, do I want to put in a big intention? Oh, well, I just do these little micro intentions every day because it gets you in the habit of saying your intentions. It's totally up to you. But the point is that you stay connected with the energy that you're putting out in the world around what you want to bring in. And then you take action around it. I had a client once say to me, okay, Marianne, I'm doing this intention thing. And oh, by the way, I watched a video on intention, blah, 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 but it doesn't work for me. And I said, well, why doesn't it work for you? Like, I haven't heard that. And she's like, well, I'm putting all these intentions out, but nothing's flowing to me. And I said, well, what are the other steps you're doing? Crickets. Nothing. No action. So remember, intention has power, and even what's more powerful is intention with actions. So if you are deciding that your intention is to get a new job, or your intention is to connect with somebody, or your intention is to be more loving to your partner and your relationship, that's great. And it's even more powerful if then you ask yourself, oh, what can I do? Or how can I be to make that happen? So intentions with some action is incredibly powerful. I hope you begin the habit of creating intentions for yourself every day. This information, intentions, was channeled to me over 20 something years ago by this ascended master I used to work with. Her name is Sage. And I wrote this little booklet. It was before Wayne Dyer came out with a book all on intentions. This was about 2 years before that. And I remember I was going to a conference and I just got all this information. So I wrote this little booklet. It's more like a pamphlet. And I gave it to people that I connected with. And oh my goodness, the power that came out of that little pamphlet and people following those steps in the practice every day was amazing. Absolutely amazing. So if you make a commitment to yourself to live from a place of intention, from a place of declaring your intentions every day, know that you're stepping into the next level of your beingness, of what you can co-create with the universe. I look forward to you sharing your intentions, as well as maybe some of you have routines that work every morning for you. I know my routine is I go in my shower and I say my intentions. And I say for big things and little things. I play a lot of tennis, and when I go for my tennis matches, my intention is always to win. My intention is to try my hardest. My intention is to be aggressive because I'm not a naturally aggressive person, and so I have to really work hard at staying aggressive during a match. So these are the ways that you can put out energy, again, around little things and big things, bigger things that matter to you. The process of intention is incredibly powerful. When you breathe in, you feel the energy of what you're intending and you send that out into the universe. And then finally, you take some actions. All right, everyone. Have a fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.